Rinascita is proof that Wuthering Waves understands world building unlike NATLAN. I have been saying this since the release of this zone. I don't know how in the fuck anybody thought NATLAN was cohesive, how we praise Genshin Impact's world building when the nation of war is actually the nation of Elmo Funhouse with dinosaurs, and every single character is cyberpunk. It makes no fucking sense. It's completely immersion breaking. And the fact that there are people who are out there actively defending NATLAN, they're just fucking dumb. Any semblance of immersion is completely fucking gone. The world feels like shit. Then you go to Rinascita, everybody sounds like they fucking belong there and everything makes sense. And people still want to pretend that Genshin Impact is the better game. They're just dumb. Legit, they're just dumb. There's no other word to describe them than fucking dumb.
World building. It's a term we toss around a lot in gaming circles.
Yep.
Like it's some sacred artifact handed down by the narrative gods. But let's be real, good world building isn't about having 10,000 wiki pages filled with lore nobody will ever read. And
True.
It's definitely not about having a 15-hour story quest about talking to vegetables thinking that we would care about them. World building is about the
Yeah, a story quest like the Aranara that also locks off a part of the map that you can't access until you beat the entire 14-hour quest. Oh, but Techie, it's only 5% of the map. Yeah, bitch, and I want to see it. Do you think I want to do 14 hours of quest to see it? Fuck no.
feeling. It's about walking into a city and sensing its history in the cracks of the pavement. It's about hearing an NPC casually complain about taxes while you're busy saving the world. It's about a soundtrack so immersive that you forget you've been stuck on the same cutscene for 3 hours because the background music is just that good.
You know what Genshin and Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail need? Not Zone Zero. We are public figures that have saved the Earth from calamity multiple times. So where, oh where are my obsessed fans? I want somebody who comes up and be like, oh, Rover, our savior, you saved humanity. Please, may I do something for you, sir? I'm not worthy to kiss the ground at your feet. Oh, I've heard the legends. He's finally here. Everyone, Rover. It's Rover, the hero of our lands. We need that. And it would make sense, right? It would make sense if that happened. Chang Li, true. Where the fuck? Why am I not tit fucking Chang Li, brother? That bitch in Skyrim and Oblivion who comes up to you, your #1 obsessed fan, who knows all of your deeds. Like, we need some motherfucker like that. We need a hype man, bro. We do.
Sure, good world building isn't just what you see, it's what you believe. Now,
yes, sir.
Wuthering Waves and its stunning 2.0 region, Rinascita. A place so beautifully crafted that you could almost smell the freshly baked pizza. You can watch the gondola echoes swim across the canal. And it's not just about the aesthetics, it's about the soul of the region that shines through every cobblestone street, every character interaction, and every haunting note of its operatic soundtrack. And of course, not every game nails this. Genshin. Some games promise us nations built on war and hardship, only to deliver a fire motorbike, roller skating, and pillow fights. But
like, how is nobody talking about this? How do these Genshin CCs go live and say this is fine? It's been going on for like a year. Like, I remember when you know what? I'm gonna fucking pull it up. Oh, I'm getting mad. Getting mad again, guys.
We had no time to say goodbye.
Where is it?
So let's not call it that.
To judge all other gods.
Where is it?
Wounded. The victors shall burn bright, while the losers must turn to ash.
Incandescent Ode of Resurrection.
When the god of war shares this secret with the traveler, it is because she has her reasons.
When I saw that,
He is a god with no...
When I saw that, the god of war, do you think I imagined some BDSM prostitute grinding her pussy on a motorcycle? Hell no. Did anybody imagine in the nation of war that we have some fucking DJ cat girl? Fuck no. Like, it's like borderline false advertising. Like, what the fuck is that, bro? It makes me so mad.
But, you know, Wuthering Waves, they understand.
Yeah, also, why the fuck does she have a bike when there's no roads? I mean, Jesus. And the reason why that upsets me is because a futuristic cyberpunk world would have been cool. But it just doesn't exist. So it's like, why the fuck do we have any of this shit?
the assignment. They didn't just build a region, they built an experience. So today we're going to break down exactly why Rinascita feels like an actual place you could book a vacation
True.
to. Minus the whole echo apocalypse thing, you know? And why other games, Genshin, might want to start taking
Wait, did that just call it Yap Fest Midcuck?
might want to start taking notes thing, you know? And why other games, Genshin,
Oh, Yap Fest Minpig.
might want to start taking notes.
Yo, chat, what do y'all prefer, gathering wives or gathering men?
You ever walk into a game region and immediately think, yeah, I'd absolutely spend my life savings on a vacation here. How do I get isekai'd here? That's Rinascita. Every cobblestone street, every archway, and everything there is really amazeballs.
Yep.
Now, Rinascita, and, you know, specifically Raguna, isn't just Italy inspired in a Pinterest board kind of way. The architecture feels like it came straight out of Venice and Florence. What about the food? Well, as we know, Zani herself could give you a masterclass on how each and every dish ties back into the culture. And don't even get me started on the drinks, because yes, in Rinascita, even the beverages have lore. But here's where Wuthering Waves really flexes. The NPCs. Hey, we've heard this a million times already. Normally in gacha games, NPCs are basically sentient road signs.
Yep.
Go here, main character hero. Fetch that dandelion for me, oh hero. Oh, please deliver this food for me, hero. But not in Rinascita. You've got shopkeepers who sound like they've spent years perfecting their craft. You got random background characters who chat about how they've waited in the line for way too long. It's like these people have lives. Unlike most people in Twitter. Imagine that. Now while Rinascita is out here building Renaissance Disneyland,
They even got Freddy
over in
Fazbear
NATLAN,
and Bonnie.
Genshin Impact decided that their Nation of War needed a battle of the bands. Oh, it's about her emotional depth. She's singing as a way to distribute her grief. That's enough, bro.
No, it was just because they knew it would be good for advertising, and they do not give a fuck about any semblance of immersion in this fucking game.
No, just put the fries on the bag and let's move on with the video, okay? In Rinascita, every corner feels intentional. Every alleyway feels like it has story. Meanwhile, NATLAN feels like someone accidentally made the movie 300 but Kids Bob version. The difference? Immersion. Rinascita doesn't just look like a place, it feels like one. You could smell the pizza. You can hear the distant chatter of locals, and you can almost taste the history in the air. It's not
Okay, I'm really hoping that smell-o-vision doesn't ever actually become a thing, because that's weird. I don't want to be playing a game and be smelling fucking Malvika's armpits as she drives around on her motorcycle. I know some people might like that, but the idea that I have to smell the game that I'm playing, I'm just super not interested in that.
not just a backdrop, it's a character. And that is how you do environmental
Pokemon
design
smelling
right.
muck?
Every
Yeah, I'm good.
ruin, every NPC, every slice of pizza feels like a slice of life. When it comes to world building, music isn't just background noise, it's the emotional glue that holds the entire system experience together. And in Wuthering Waves 2.0, Rinascita doesn't just use music as decoration, it uses it as storytelling. Opera takes center stage, a genre deeply rooted in Italian culture. And it's not just there for flair, it carries weight, drama, richness that seeps into every corner of Rinascita. Whether you're exploring places or just standing beneath the looming arches of a cathedral, the opera text scores doesn't just fill the silence, they elevate the moment. During major story beats, the music doesn't hold back. You'll hear swelling strings, powerful choirs, and haunting
This fight was
vocals
so
that
pretty.
demand your attention. There are moments where the orchestra doesn't just accompany the scene, it commands it. It feels
Absolutely.
grand, deliberate, and unapologetically theatrical, which fits perfectly into Rinascita's extravagant yet grounded atmosphere. But sometimes it's not just about the big cinematic crescendos, the beauty lies in the smaller details too. As you walk through Raguna's bustling streets, you'll notice echoes performing music right there in the open. It
I think that's what really sets it apart from every other zone, is how entwined the echoes are into the culture and the storyline. It makes sense, and it's a land where echoes and humans live peacefully, but now what happens when they go rogue and how it throws them into chaos. It just makes sense, as well as the inner workings of like the mafia-esque family, kind of like where Carlotta's from. You know, it really just makes sense. And that's why it feels so good. And it obviously looks like it took like a lot of inspiration from Ghibli, which is, I feel like, is a great thing to take inspiration from, which is something that more companies should lean into. I'll be real. Genshin Impact in its peak was when it was heavily taking inspiration from successful games that came before, like Breath of the Wild. Everybody knows that Mondstadt is just Breath of the Wild. It truly just is, right? But now, the further the game goes into, it feels like the game doesn't know what to take inspiration from, and now it just feels inspirationless, which honestly kind of goes to show with the amount of people returning to play Genshin Impact and the people who are that are feeling some type of way who are currently in Genshin Impact still.
Makes the world feel alive, reactive, and brimming with
It's kind of like when Genshin Impact doesn't have something to copy, they just like fall on their fucking face.
personality. These moments with the echoes aren't just set dressing, they tell stories. Music in Rinascita isn't just placed into the world, it's woven into it. Now let's talk about the characters. Characters are the bridge between the player and the world. They're the ones who pull you into the story, making you care about the stakes and give voice to the setting itself. And in Wuthering Waves Rinascita, every character feels like they've been hand-carved from the very soul of the region. Take Carlotta, for example. Everything about her radiates that mafia-inspired charm.
Absolutely.
The sly grin, the aura of someone who knows 10 secrets that you don't, the aura of a woman that would just kill you. Then you have Brant and Rachia, walking embodiments of the pirate aesthetic. They aren't just characters.
I think Brant is the most believable character. Brant and Zany are the two most believable characters. In their roles, they performed it flawlessly. Loved it. Brant felt like a fucking pirate. Zany felt like a fucking mafia boss or a bodyguard.
With pirate outfits, they carry that chaotic, adventurous energy in their personality and storylines. And then there's Phoebe. Well, I got nothing to say about her other than, you know, best girl. But what really...
I'm really not that crazy about Phoebe, to be honest. She's okay. She's probably the weakest character in Rinascita so far. I really don't care too much about her.
ties these characters into Rinascita isn't just their visuals or archetypes. How they speak is also a factor. Zani is an obvious standout here, with her Italian accented voice that brings undeniable layer of immersion.
I personally recommend Pizza Tropicale.
I mean, I made a whole entire video of
She likes pizza because she's Italian!
it, but it doesn't stop with her Carlotta's sly yet commanding tone.
I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
Rachia's Mamma Mia!
Mamma mia!
That, and I'm just going to say it, that is the most immersion-breaking line in the game. It sounds so bad. Legit. They need to fix that so bad. It sounds horrible.
Phoebe's soft but emotionally rich dialogue.
The martyrdom of the Blessed Maiden. Could this be the aria of the Blessed Maiden?
Tell you about who these people.
Why do you say that? Because it's not Mamma Mia. It's Mamma Mia. We all know that, bro. We all know that. Otherwise, there's no feeling behind Mamma Mia. It is someone just going, Mamma Mia. There's no emotion in it. And the thing is, you only say Mamma Mia, which means like, oh God, when there's something to be emotional about. Like, do you guys know what Mamma Mia means? Let me Google this. Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia is an Italian exclamation that can express a range of emotions, including surprise, pleasure, annoyance, fear, or fatigue, which translates to my mother. That Mamma Mia exclaims no emotion. It exclaims no emotion. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. And you can be a little bitch boy and say, oh my God, he's saying something bad about wuwa. Quit being a pussy, bro. You're making the entire community look bad. You know that line sounds like shit. But your ass don't know what Mamma Mia means. Mamma Mia! Mamma Mia! Like, it's supposed to exclaim emotions. And it's exclaiming no emotions. And it doesn't matter if you like it, sweetheart. It's bad. It's immersion breaking. It's used incorrectly. And they should fix it. And to all you motherfuckers complaining about Yang Yang, you better have that same energy on Rocha's Mamma Mia because it sounds like ass. Sure, is it funny because of how bad it is? Yes. But I'd rather have immersion than, man, this voice acting is so bad it's breaking my immersion.
People are and where they come from. And it's not just about individuals, it's about cohesion.
Cohesion.
Okay. Characters don't feel like they were trapped into Rinascita from entirely different genres.
I'm going to make this perfectly clear. Mamma Mia is a cool line. The expression was not executed properly. It just wasn't. Let's go to Saint Tontas. Let's ask him, the #1 Kuro shill.
Do you agree that Rosia's Mamma Mia is shit and not executed well? Yeah, I think she sounds like too emotionless while she's saying it. It's just like Mamma Mia.
Great. And that's a guy whose job it is to defend this fucking game. And if that guy is not defending wuwa, then nobody fucking is. That line is fucking garbage.
They belong here. They make sense in this world. When you see them standing in the cathedrals, walking around the fountain, or engaging in emotional story beats, nothing feels out of place. Now let's take a detour to, NATLAN. Oh, NATLAN, the nation of
Retards say I disagree.
war, a region that was supposed to tell a story about survival and hard-fought victories. Yet somehow we ended up with a motorbike archon, a roller skater, and let's not forget the vine-slinging Tarzan wannabe or the shark-surfing adrenaline junkie. These characters don't feel like hardened survivors of a war-torn land. They feel...
And I'm gonna say this, Malvika's trailer, completely immersion breaking. I acknowledge that it's terrible. However, I love the song. Me liking the song does not make the trailer good. It's still a horrible trailer, but I think the song is great. Let your flame burn brighter, united, let you go. Right? It's horrible. It's a good song, but the trailer is horrible. Anyways.
Feel like they walked out of a Saturday morning cartoon crossover episode. When your supposedly tragic war hero is performing sick motorcycle stunts and your nation is sprinkled with dinosaur playgrounds
Makes no
instead of
sense.
smoldering ruins, it's hard to take anything seriously from this region.
Yep.
Now imagine Carlotta trying to have a diplomatic discussion with someone like the roller skating disco ranger of
Yep.
NATLAN. It's not just jarring, it's immersion breaking. When a setting
It's immersion slaughtering. There's another word that I want to use, but apparently people don't like when you use that word, so I won't say it.
fails to anchor its characters, the illusion collapses. And sure, every gacha game is guilty of having some outlandish designs, but Wuthering Waves shows restraint and intent. Rinascita's characters are extensions of its themes, while NATLAN's cast feels like they were designed
Immersion rapping.
independently and then awkwardly jammed into a war narrative at the last second. The characters in Wuthering Waves aren't just flashy designs meant to sell banners. They are narrative tools. They don't just exist in the world, they reinforce it. They are living, breathing extensions of Rinascita's soul. Every interaction with them pulls you deeper into the experience, and that's what's important. At its core, world building isn't about throwing together pretty environments, catchy tunes, or flashy characters. It's about creating an experience that
It's about creating believability, where you're like, wow, I'm not playing a game. This isn't a world that I'm looking at. It is, wow, this place I'm in is so cool. When you can get the player to believe in your world, there is never a better gaming experience. Elden Ring is a great example of a world that you just believe. Everything there makes fucking sense. I mean, shit. Banjo fucking Kazooie is like, oh, this makes sense. Besides when Mumbo Jumbo turns you into a fucking washing machine. But it's an intentional immersion break done by design for comedy, right? NATLAN is just garbage, written by lazy devs who want the characters to look cool rather than making a world that feels believable.
feels whole. Rinascita succeeds because every piece of its world feels like it was crafted with purpose. First, there was the environment. Every cobblestone, every stained glass window, every part of it tells a story. You aren't just seeing a region inspired by Italy and France, you're walking through it. The gondolas, the food, the cathedral. It's not just set dressing, it's an active part of the experience. Then there's the music. Rinascita's soundtrack doesn't just accompany the world, it elevates it. The operatic swells during the emotional moments, the subtle street performances by echoes. It feels like the entire region is breathing in rhythm with the music. And of course, the characters. Carlotta, Brant, Rocha, Phoebe, Zanny, they aren't just designs slapped into models, they are extensions of the world they inhabit. Their accents, their fashion, their mannerisms, they belong here. Even the NPCs, the random shopkeepers and street performance feel like they've lived their whole lives in Rinascita. When all these elements come together, environment, music, characters, it creates a world that doesn't just look real, it feels real. Every detail pulls you deeper. Every interaction keeps you grounded in the illusion. But let's be fair, Wuthering Waves isn't perfect. No game is. There are still rough edges, but Wuthering Waves doesn't just try to build an immersive world, it commits to it. And Rinascita is proof of what happens when every department from art to music to writing aligns under a single vision. At the end of the day, Wuthering Waves understands something fundamental about world building. It's not just about what you see, it's about what you feel. And Rinascita, it doesn't just feel alive, it feels like it's waiting for you to come home, just like you waiting for your dad to come home.
He's got us there. Anyways, Mamma Mia is a shit line. Great fucking video though, man. God, why you always gotta stun lock me over some dumb shit? Here comes the comments. Wow, Techie has an Italian. As an Italian, I think the line's great. Well, you're wrong. I'm more Italian than you. You're wrong.